A great neighbourhood restaurant can be anything, from a curry house to an independent Italian restaurant. I think it's about personality and sort of connection between the restaurant and the guests, essentially. Hi, my name is Ben Marks. This is Perilla restaurant. This is, if we got a whole lamb in from the Lake District, a herd-wick lamb. And we've just done like a sort of seaweed and lamb, almost like Lancashire hot pot, with its rack that's been stuffed with seaweed as well, on crepinette. A little lamb and seaweed sauce on the side, and there's a bit of roasted lamb tongue, and then we'll get the lamb leg on top of it as well.
We always have lots of conversation in the kitchen about food, trying to make it sort of as open a platform as it possibly can be for people to have an opinion, for people to bring things to the table.
So this is our Perilla citrus tart, so a lovely Amalfi Lemon Tart with a few blood orange segments and some navel orange segments as well. A little bit of zested Buddha's hand and also some candied Buddha's hand as well. So I'm just going to start by zesting some of this citrus into some creme fraiche. So we're going to use the segments and the zest. And it's a very Perilla dish because it's a sort of really, classic, utterly delicious dessert that we've just sort of slightly modernised. All the segments, we take the zest off the fruit and just fold it through this creme fraiche. Lovely Neal's Yard creme fraiche. It's a touch wet this, so I'm just going to hang it. Big juicy segments that just sit on the top and just garnish the top of it.
Not push forward in the London dining scene. I think it's one of the most sort of progressive, ever-changing, developing dining scenes in the world. It's easy to be energetic when there's lots of new challenges and there's lots of things that are changing, and different people coming through the door and different guests coming through the door, different chefs and different front of house. I think that's what sort of keeps it exciting, and it's easy to be sort of focused and moving by that.
Quite genuinely, I've never had any doubts about being a chef. It's the only job I've ever had. I've always loved it. I mean, you have ups and downs, obviously, like any job, but I've always loved it. I think it's a really amazing job. It's different every single day. It's creative. It's rewarding. I love it. Today I'm going to cook you a lovely piece of roasted hake with a Parmesan and Black Pepper sauce. The first thing to do is to break down the hake. So we're going to lightly sort of cure the hake. It's obviously a very flaky fish, so just to sort of bring it together a little bit, firm it up, and also to season it as well. So that's our fish filleted. What we're going to do now is just make a dry cure of just sea salt. As I said, just to firm up the fish and to season it. We're also going to make a sauce out of all the bones and the heads, almost like a sort of light broth, quite rich. A few different vegetables that we just drop into that broth. Some sort of steamed onions, steamed white onions, so really thinly sliced and bagged up and just cooked down until they're nice and stuffed. So these are little Tokyo turnips. We're just going to peel these down and bag them as well in a little bit of olive oil and salt. We've got a sort of great relationship with quite a few different little artisan producers across the UK. Flourish Farm, which is one of our favourites. Henderson's for most of our fish. And then Lake District Farmers for most of our meat. These have been roasted now at 180 for about 15 minutes. We're going to drop them into the stock. We're just going to take the salt off the hake. We're going to try and take as much of the moisture off the fish as we possibly can. Now I'm just going to take off the skin and cut some nice portions. The turnips have been in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes, and the white onions for about half an hour. The inspiration behind this dish is it's kind of like cacio e pepe almost. So obviously cacio e pepe is traditionally pecorino, but it's that black pepper and cheese mix. I think really works well with white fish, quite interestingly. It's not something that you would sort of traditionally put together. So we're going to make a black pepper powder, so it's a little bit of toasted Sarawak pepper, filled with a little bit of charcoal powder as well, just to give it that colour. This just gets dusted over the top at the end. So now we're going to roast the hake. So you're going to just start it off in a little bit of just normal sort of plain grapeseed oil, and then finish it with butter. Get it nice and golden brown, and that butter sort of into a beurre noisette. And then we're going to finish the sauce with a touch of beurre noisette and those vegetables, and then complete the dish. So that's the fish cooked. Now just to finish the sauce. Well, it's half brown butter, half roasted butter and half normal butter. It's just been whipped together, just to give it a bit more of a sort of nuttiness. And I'm just going to emulsify that into the sauce, season it up, and drop the vegetables in. So that's all the components of the dish done. Now it's just time to plate. Plan and the goal for this year is to get back in the kitchen here. I'm really looking forward to pushing it forward with Ben. I think we've got some really sort of exciting plans for the year ahead.